Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Meet the Shoe podcast, Shackle History Unleashed. And you know who I am. I am Sade.
I'm Nina.
And today we're going to talk about, well, let's start off with Donald Trump.
Yes,
He has
politics.
politics. He has a lot going on. We're running into 2024 election. The presidential candidates have been doing pre-debates and stuff like that. But you were saying that Donald Trump, they don't want him to run. They want to take him off the running of being a president again, right?
Right.
And it was that was crazy that you showed me. He swore on his when you swear you're supposed to say the word verbatim.
Yeah.
Just like if you're going to get if you're married or going to court and the court judge tell you say this for word from word, what I'm saying? And he stuttered, uttered, and muttered, and he didn't
Yes,
want
he did. Yes. So
he didn't want to say everything on the Constitution because he don't stand by the Constitution from
he
what we.
doesn't stand by the Constitution. All of it. Like there's some of the things that he does stand by. He hasn't
Mhm.
pointed them out, right?
Right. Hmm.
But he doesn't agree of it. Now the Supreme Court is trying to rule that they're not going to allow him to have his name on the ballot next
Oh.
year because he doesn't respect or honor the constitutions of the United States, right?
Mm.
If you go into different clips of him speaking when he addresses the U.S., right? He talks about the army and stuff like that, right? He talks about everything about the country that he loves, his American country, right? But
Right.
some of the things in the Constitution he does not. He wants to change it. So
Do you know what
when it,
those things are that he wants to change? Actually, change? Did
no,
he
he's
say?
not saying, he hasn't pointed them out.
Right, because he
But he
don't.
just, a lot of things about it he don't respect. And so what everyone is saying is six people, I want to say, in the state of Idaho or Ohio, one of the
Okay.
two, where they told the Supreme Court that they need to take him off the ballot. Now this is where it started from.
Okay.
Those people are against him even being on the ballot because they're saying even you shouldn't even be on the ballot or even talking about the United States running for the people, American people, if you don't respect the Constitution that's been in place for
Exactly.
many, many years. Now, to be devil's advocate for some of the things that Trump speaks of, right?
Mhm.
From the look on the outside looking in, right? It seems as though he's saying things are so old that we just keep on going by what these words was written when the Europeans took over
Right.
the United States.
Right. Right.
Honestly, why isn't anything of the Constitution of this country any of the laws that the natives put in state? Since as history says or they say or whatever,
Yes.
there's still an argument. The jury is still out on that. People still keep having it going around who was
Mhm.
actually here first. Of course, we know it
Right.
wasn't Christopher Columbus, right?
Exactly.
So that's why the people down in Florida mainly want to get rid of history because
Mhm.
they don't want it to be known the truth about our past, right? Because
Right.
kids and the people of now of the internet world, right? They aren't actually in believance of slavery and all that, right?
We
It's
don't.
just what they say.
So
But
yeah.
anybody that's living on this earth right now knows there's a difference in the United States
Hmm.
between black versus white.
Right.
Or what should I say? American versus um
Not. Oh.
foreign, right?
Yeah.
'Cause that's
Mhm.
who's discriminated against, black and
Yes.
foreign people.
Yes.
Not to say that white people don't get discriminated against, they
Hmm.
do.
They do.
But things fall in their favor more than us. So that's it. Everybody
That's
got an
it.
argument.
Yeah.
Everybody
They
got
do.
an argument, right?
Hmm.
And so with Trump, the problem now is that even though he has a high percentage rate still, even after the January 6th incident, he
Yes.
still has a high percentage of winning the election. So now they come with this other curve, right?
Yeah.
They
Mhm.
come with this curve that you can't even be on the ballot. I mean, what's he gonna fight after that? And this is a 6 people. Now let's see how strong these people are. Now there's all the Republicans that want him in office. They're saying, he didn't say that, and they start bringing out all the clips of what he
Mhm.
said. So here's the thing: it's gonna be a clip of him, if it's a clip there. Not saying, audience, that it is, but if
Right.
it's a clip that him saying
Allegedly.
that I don't agree to the Constitution. I'm not going by. I didn't hear him say that.
No, he didn't exactly blatantly
I'm
say
just
that.
saying now. I'm
Right.
just saying I didn't hear him say that.
Right.
And for the black people that love Trump, just like
Mhm.
tremendously, especially the
Okay.
ones that got out of jail. Oh,
Yeah.
they ride,
Right.
right?
They're riding
And
with him.
especially now they're giving, felons the opportunity to even vote. Why they come out the halfway house? They can vote in
Eh,
the federal people. They're giving them the opportunity to vote. That's just like a victory within itself,
yes, it
because
is.
that's those unheard voices.
Right.
That's those people, actual people that
Mhm.
matter to whoever's fighting to get in office. So
Right.
I don't know. What do you think? Who do you think should would you vote Biden back in?
I'm not sure right now. I'm
Yeah,
not.
I'm not a Democrat or a Republican.
I'm
Like, I'm just
yeah.
not.
I vote
It,
for
it's for who's the best for the
who's the
country.
best person, uh, personality wise, how they treat other people.
Yeah, and then and
That's
then and then doesn't it seem to you that with these presidents, right? They keep talking about what they're gonna do, but then they don't show up.
no, they
It's
don't.
about that action. If they ain't bringing no action, then what action did you bring in the last 6 months? That's really what it should be determined, right? What
Exactly.
did you do in the past 6 months to the year? Because you got four of them, right?
Yeah.
So
And
that
what you done
last year,
and
you
what you
should
done at
be,
the beginning.
yeah, that last year, you should be running hard and tough, right?
And try and catch up from all the stuff you didn't do.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
that never that sometimes that does not happen. But you know what? Donald Trump even have sexual cases in within the last so many years as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, what's her name? Jean Carroll.
Okay.
He sued him for groping her, and she got
Okay.
$5 million. But
Oh,
that's been swept under the rug and hush hush. But
I
yeah,
never even heard of that.
mm-hmm.
What's her name?
Jean uh,
Where
Carroll.
does she work with him at?
She worked. I think she was a. I can't remember. She worked in the office with him,
Okay.
and she said he groped her plenty of times or whatever. And he was liable for sexual assault.
Okay. And gave her 5 million?
Mm-hmm.
All
They
right.
swept that under the rug really good and
Well,
really.
she said she just wanted to check, so I guess that's okay. It didn't bother her as long as she got paid. That's what
Right,
intrigues me about these women. Like, are you mad about the incident, or you just want that money for him touching,
right, right,
right?
exactly.
Because technically, you shouldn't even be asking for no money if you're upset with him touching you. So
Hmm.
what's it really about?
But you know what? Sometimes some people I can see them asking for money, like uh, P Diddy and Cassie. He
Okay.
crippled her career. He did a lot.
And what do
Allegedly.
you why do you say, give me a story on why you think that he crippled her career?
Well, she could have been far more advanced than what she was
Okay.
as a singer, as an artist, as a
Mm-hmm.
even as an actress. She did act a little bit. You
She
know
is
what I'm saying?
beautiful. She's still
Yeah, she's
fine, fine.
beautiful. Yeah, young.
She ain't
You know
even
what
40
I'm saying?
yet. She's still fine, fine.
Right. She was in her glory years in her 19, 20, 21, 25 years old, and she should have been further along than what she is. I mean,
Right.
she wasn't. She was still under the glamour of him.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he kept her drugged up from what they're saying, allegedly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If
The
he's on prescription drugs, I'm quite sure he had her on prescription drugs,
Mhm.
and they were saying performing those acts that he
Right.
had her performing with other men while he watched. I
Right.
would be shocked if a video surfaced of any of those allegations that she's saying. Some of those videos come up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm quite sure
Mm-hmm.
he has that stuff in a vault somewhere. If he
Well, He probably has it really, probably not in a vault, probably in those old phones. Like, you ever heard when Cameron one time had said that somebody pissed him off, and he was like, do not play with me. Don't
Yeah,
I got all my phones back from the first flip. Like,
yeah,
because he probably had all that stuff at his mama house, right?
yeah,
He has
yeah,
all those phones. So if you all that data is still there.
yeah. It is.
All the data's still there. Like, I got
Hmm.
phones too. I got like about 6 phones
Okay.
that I
Yeah.
never threw
It's like,
away.
dang, let me go
Cause
back through and
you
see it.
know why you do that? Because all those phones work. And if you just can't find a phone, you can't afford it. Say you can't afford it, you can go back and get that old phone and turn it on. It ain't
Sometimes,
gonna do what it do, right?
right? It'll be
But
the same.
it's gonna call you. You gonna
Yeah,
receive an
it'll make a
email
call.
and you
Yeah.
gonna receive a text. That's the most
Yes.
important thing right now,
Yes.
especially us when it comes to business, right? You
Exactly.
gonna get it right away.
Hmm.
But back to uh Cassie, in those medical records, it was real disturbing that he was able to get her medical records and was
That's
and was and was messing with her memory. What, as a human being, now that, out of all the things that they're saying, because I'm kind of like on the fence when it comes to her. um why did you do this? But
right.
you just said, now can you explain that, of what's going on with why she took it that day? What happened in New York?
Okay, so Governor Kathy Hochul,
Mhm.
she signed a law, which is signed the Adult Abuser Survivors Act into law
Okay.
last year.
Mhm. Okay.
So she opened it up so that people that were abused any time in their life, they can go and file a civil case against their abuser.
Mhm.
They left it open for 1 year for them to do that. But prior to that, it used to be a statute of limitations. But remember, to file any civil suit, you had so much time to do that.
Mhm.
So when Miss Hochul opened that up, they found about 3,700 cases were filed.
Mhm.
So you can sue the government, you can sue personal people, you can sue um, legislature, anything. If you felt the need, any at anybody's position wouldn't
Mhm.
stop you from suing them. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah, 37 cases were filed, and she was amongst one of those cases. And I'm
Okay.
assuming she did let him know about this case before that. She said, I'm quite sure she told him, I'm gonna sue you if you don't give me this money. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed
Right.
to, you owe me a lot. And I'm quite sure
Right.
he does owe her. I mean, he done took all anything an artist has sung or put on wax. He done got the majority of the money.
Yeah.
He has gotten the majority, the lion, like my mother said, the lion's
Mhm.
share
Yeah.
of everybody's fame, whatever they produced, whatever they act in, um,
Mhm.
fashion, whatever.
Right.
He's in all those sectors.
Um, there
Man,
was the only thing that those artists were saying that he didn't take from them was their, if they were on tour with him, he got a portion. But if they did tours with other people, that's why you will hear about them getting upset that artists left and they go off and do, like think of this. One of the best rap groups, the Locks, they left
yeah,
and got
yeah,
with Rough Riders. That's
yes,
how they were able to eat.
mm-hmm.
Mace left. He was smooth about it. He went into the ministry
Yeah,
and he was serious about his ministry, right?
mm-hmm.
He's come
Mm-hmm.
out of the ministry now, and he's still a humble man. He still ain't
Yes,
like a big cursor and stuff like
mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was able to slide out. But Mace, it was like it seemed like it was like he didn't want to play with him, because they were tug of warring back and forth.
Yeah,
And he finally gave him his publishing. This was some years ago. So when
wow.
he gave Mace his publishing, Mace got on and went over there. Him and Cameron is making
Yes. Good.
good fame in the
Mhm,
podcast
mhm,
industry. Now the thing about it is they already had a leg up because they were legendary artists, right? But
mhm.
the lane that they jumped in, right? That lane that they jumped in, ain't nobody been able to do it.
Right.
They're gonna have this gonna have to be some youngsters to come in and get into the sports
Okay.
entertainment the way they do their podcast, and then they're 5 days a week.
Okay.
They're every day. They don't play with
Yeah.
it. And they run their repeated and unseen clips on the weekend. So
Okay.
shout out to them. It is what
Yes.
it is.
That
Mace
ain't
and Cameron,
okay.
right?
So,
They
yeah.
but what?
Oh, I was just thinking. Yeah, just go ahead. I done lost my train of thought.
Okay, no, I was just gonna say, as far as that goes, yeah, they just had a leg up on it, and that's how they
Okay.
were able to,
Get
get
away
the
from
ball
him.
rolling. But they got away from him because also he was making it to where, like you said, he wanted to come all into the tour money,
Yeah.
any endorsement money, and they're like, no. And one thing about men versus women, so one thing about Mace versus Cassie,
Yes.
she was in a sexual relationship with him.
Yes.
She was his woman.
Yeah.
So he's like, when you're dating a guy and a guy is this big millionaire like he is,
Yes.
it's nothing to him for him to pay for everything that you want. And
Yeah.
especially at that time, it probably wasn't even high. Her expenses weren't that high because you're
No.
living with him.
Yeah.
You're living in his house or living in an apartment that he's funding.
Yeah.
He knows every trick of the trade when it comes to resources. So you
Mm-hmm.
probably had endorsed some stuff that you didn't even know. You
No.
probably was
Exactly.
doing commercials and voiceovers, and just think
Yes.
of how you're
Yes.
used as an artist.
Yes.
Sade. Think about that.
Exactly. That's a
Your
lot.
voice, your face,
Mm-hmm.
your body.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your
That's
presence,
true.
being there, just showing up. He just might have been like, "Oh, come on, babe, we gotta go here and do a walkthrough."
And I'm quite sure
You
he got
don't
paid
know
for the
that he
walkthrough.
bought you and you the baddie. Like, she's still a
Mhm.
baddie. So
Yeah.
you did a walkthrough. He probably got paid over
Yes.
$100,000 to $1 million just for you being
You.
the one holding his hand.
Exactly.
You sitting at the table
So
while he's
why
doing
not? Why
business.
she ain't getting paid? Why not get paid?
That's what I'm saying. I have an issue with that incident with it only because of this. It's like a little different with me because I just feel like, why did you stay? Why did you stay? And you could
It's
have left.
hard, but you know what? It's hard to leave an abuser. I'm gonna tell
But
you that.
she left, and she left with someone who she's with now that he introduced her to.
Right. She wasn't scared no more.
Okay. And so he protected her. She got out. Okay.
Mhm.
So we'll get past that. Now, here's the problem with him now that I have. When I went into reading the allegations against him, but there's no allegations. When I went in and read the civil case
Mhm.
that he had before he settled,
Right.
the part that was very disturbing was not only that he was sex trafficking her to other male prostitutes.
Yes.
So you were jeopardizing her to be infected by something.
Yeah.
Right? People's not paying attention to that. You subject
Or
this young woman to catch a disease, and then you
or
still sleeping with her.
or ODing. Because he gave her a lot of drugs to do that.
He gave her a lot of drugs. I don't know if his intention was for her to OD. She could
But
have.
there's never no
Nobody could know because God says her time. Then it would have been her time
right.
at that time,
But you
right?
never know with these pills, you know what I'm saying, nowadays.
Right. He's sedating her, right, to make her perform
Perform.
all these sexual things, right?
Mm.
I want to know what in her was she saying or doing that was making her that was making it to where he thought it was cool for him to do that. Because every man deals with women different. If a
Differently.
man knows that you ain't with it, he
Yeah.
ain't gonna try to pull it. If he
True.
know you ain't having that, why you didn't do that to Misa?
Right. But you never know. He might have.
Why you didn't do that to Kim?
Yeah, he might have. You never know.
I don't think that he did the things that he did to Cassie. It seems like he treated her the worst. Why? You didn't do
Yeah.
that to J-Lo.
You never know. But J-Lo left And remember that she left him when he whatever he allegedly shooting out the car and all that crazy mess that happened in the car and da da da.
I mean, she left him at
She
the
had a chance
time.
to flee. Then she fled when he got that case. He went to
Right.
jail.
But see, here's the difference. J Lo has a manager, Benny.
Yeah.
He ain't having that. Black man.
No.
Ben, her manager.
Yep.
Boss, obviously, because he said no, career no. Bye. Pew.
Yep.
You out of there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But you
that
know
she
what?
had protection.
Yeah. But what intrigued me with these lawsuits and some of the voices that really is not heard are the women that's in prison or the men that's in prison being abused.
Right.
There's a lot of women being raped
Mm-hmm.
by guards and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
this one lady in particular, I just felt bad for her because she was in Riker Island. She said 4 officers came in and raped her, did whatever it did and left.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple months later, next year, she's pregnant, maybe pregnant by somebody in the jail. I'm not sure. I don't know if she got out and got pregnant between that rape or whatever in Riker Island.
Mm-hmm.
But another guy, officer, came in and raped her really bad.
While
And
she was pregnant.
yeah, and she went into labor the next day and the baby died. I don't know what kind of blunt forces they did to her, but the baby, what
Oh,
she
yeah,
named the baby Marcus.
that's some traumatic. That's
It
traumatic
is
right there.
traumatic. Yeah. And she said
God dang.
nobody ever heard her. Every time she brought in a complaint, they just brushed it under the rug and
What did
said,
they do to her when she had that delivery? Because they had to help her to where she could keep living after the baby
yeah,
come out.
yeah, it would be, we're gonna try to find her and reach out to her. That
Okay.
would be a great story because it was really sad. Say she said she don't really care about her, but her baby died in the instance. And
Right. Yeah. And that wasn't fair that
no,
she was a mother and gave birth and wasn't able
mhm.
to, have a life, even though she it was a subject of a rape of
Yeah,
trauma. She would
mhm.
have wanted to raise her child. I get it. Yeah.
Right,
Being a
yeah,
mother and giving birth, I get it
mhm,
totally. Another thing, what happened one time when I was locked up, that I was in federal prison in Carswell, um, Texas, right in Arlington, Texas, Carswell facility. And there was a young girl. She had just come in. She was 18.
mhm.
She wanted to be down with the older women that were in the LGBTQ. They were
Right,
studs, right? So she wanted to be down with them, and I don't know why she chose that route. She
wow,
was in for murdering her husband that abused her on the army base.
mm,
And so by her being 18 years old, she was easily influenced. These women were well in their 30s, right?
yes,
They didn't, it was wrong, right? They might have even been in their 40s. One of them might have even been in their 40s. They were old enough to be her mother, both of them.
right,
So they, something went wrong. I don't know if the girl changed her mind or what, but they was having a sexual intercourse in the prison. They made a prison dildo out of they like take a stick and some gloves, right?
right,
Some plastic, the rubber gloves that
yes,
you use for cleaning, right? And they take a stick, a sock, right? Because you don't want it like the bluntness, right? A sock.
yeah,
And then put the bunch of gloves around it to make
mhm,
a prison dildo, right?
right,
So they were sticking the dildo in the girl so much to where her stomach hurt so bad she had to go to the nurse. When
oh
she
my
went to
god,
the nurse, those two got pulled out and they got shipped.
mhm,
She got to stay because she was closest to her family, but those two ladies got shipped for abusing her. Now, by the time that the girl came out back on the yard, she said she didn't tell them that they raped her, but that
mhm,
was the rumor. That's what those
right,
women said. And they
mhm,
said that they didn't, that she asked for that to be inside of her.
right,
She asked for, so just bringing that up, things like that happen, like the
Yeah.
situation you just described and the one that I described. People get forced all the time to do things that
Yes.
they don't want to do.
But the
And
whole thing, and then you know what? They're old enough. If they're gonna be doing something like that, they should have made
right,
it so long. Because I'm quite sure the stick was too long and went up
right.
it went too far.
Yeah, she said they were jamming her. She
Oh
did
my
say that.
Jesus!
Then when everybody's like, who, she wouldn't say because those women had been in the system a long time. So she
Wow.
knew somebody was gonna come for her, and she would get into it with people every now and then, and people
Right.
every now and then would call her snitch and this and that. And so then other ladies would come to her and say, you need to sue the BOP because
Yes.
you were under their care and they didn't protect you. And then others were
Right.
saying, well, she willingly went with them in
Mhm.
hiding. You weren't supposed to be up at night. You're supposed to be in a bed.
Yeah.
She didn't have no business. She invited herself in or invited them in. Either she went in
Yeah.
their room or they went in her room because she never said where the incident took place. The thing about it is that those two women were knowingly studs,
Yes.
and they didn't say, obviously one of them didn't say, one of them said she was never present. She didn't know what they were talking about. And
Wow.
there was no cameras that showed it, right?
Right.
The other one had whatever story she had, but they sent the letter back and they said that they didn't get no time taken away, that the penalty was to get shipped and they had to be away for a year, but they could come
And to
back
come
whether
back.
she was there or not.
Okay.
Now usually when they ship people out,
They
you
make
know,
them stay a long time.
yeah, they
They
make
gonna
them
come
stay a
back.
long time. So
Hmm.
I was gone by that time. I don't know if they ever came back or
Like
not.
or not. Right. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Then Jamie Foxx is in this
Yep,
whirlwind.
yep. And with the Jamie Foxx being in it, right? With Jamie Foxx being in it, um that woman that did that to him, it seems as though like she was waiting in the wind. I didn't
Yes.
understand that. I thought that these were just situations that occurred in New York City. So,
Yeah, it did. All of them occurred in New York City when
okay.
he had a concert on a rooftop somewhere and a party, and allegedly he is supposed to had took her to another room. He complimented her on her body, and then
Mhm.
took her to another room and just groped her. He didn't have sex with her, nothing like that, but he groped her. Some cases I feel are overreach, and sometimes this may bring about some scammers just
Yeah,
trying to get monetary
definitely some
assets from people.
scammers.
You know what I'm saying? So they I have to look at those lawsuits and really read into them and distinguish who's real and who's being just trying to get the money.
Right.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
that's what that law. Oh, and then it's going to trickle down to other states because California
Mm.
just put into law their what is it called? What is their law called? Oh gosh,
Mm.
the something accountability act,
Okay.
abusers accountability act, and
Okay.
that applications you can go and file your cases up to 2026, your lawsuit.
Wow.
Yes, so you're going to be shocked
Yeah,
about.
they're just this is just gonna be the way of the world now. You just
Yeah,
can't do nothing.
you and
You do
you know
anything
what,
to anybody, you're gonna get it. Like this is
yeah,
too
you're going to get it.
emotional and
So
too much. Like you know better as an
keep your
adult.
hands to yourself,
Yeah. But the
you know,
ones that keep their hands to themselves, they could keep their hands to themselves and it
and
still
still
might
get
be
it.
an issue
Yeah,
later when you get mad or when you break up.
yeah.
Then there's a problem. No, you said this when we was together.
Mhm.
You did this to me. You did it to me too
Or
hard.
and then I saw a case where someone said, "Oh, you touched my shoulder. I pat your shoulder from behind to get your attention. What did you talk about? I touched you wrong."
Yeah,
It's a lot of weirdness going on out here.
it is.
It is a lot of weirdness. But in the same token, P. Diddy has lost a lot of his endorsements, his partnerships
Yeah.
with the Charter Capital Preparatory School
Hmm.
has dropped him.
Hmm.
Um, Ciroc has not dropped him yet, but he already had a lawsuit with Ciroc in June or July sometime.
And
Um,
Deleon too, right?
yeah, both of them are pretty much
Yeah.
the same company that
Mm,
he partnered with on that one. So
right.
they have not dropped him yet because he has a lawsuit against them. So,
Well, the thing about it with them is this. Um, everyone feels that's why the squeeze came down on him was because the way he explained at the Invest Fest was that um they have gotten so much money due to him promoting and everybody else promoting their brand. There's
mhm,
money hidden that he didn't know about. And once he found out about, that's when he put the lawsuit on because he's like, every single thing that they do, I'm supposed to get it.
yeah,
That's why I said it's certain things about him that these are things that other men of other cultures have done as well. This
yeah,
has been the way of the world for so long. So he's not doing anything but trying to
no
get his
different.
just due. This is
Yeah,
a side. We're not talking about no sexual abuse right now. We're
hmm,
talking about the man behind the money, right? When it
behind the
comes to
brands.
him, right, but when it comes to getting his billions, he got it because of the smart
Hmm.
business tactics that he learned from the people that were before him, the
Yeah.
way he was taught, right?
Hmm.
Rightfully so. Anything that those companies have received, he is supposed to get a part
He's
of it
supposed to be a
because he's
part of it.
our owner. So when he went looking for his money, you know what they say about even the the Jewish people running everything, the healthcare system,
Hmm.
the industry, the music industry, the film industry, all of that. When he came to put the squeeze down on
Hmm.
these different on these other people that
Hmm.
are bigger than him, all these allegations came.
Hmm.
Why isn't he due his money? Now, there's another person that we forgot to mention. His name is Roger Bond, right?
Roger
Roger
Bond.
Bond was head security of Bad Boy Entertainment of Diddy, right?
Hmm.
I've been following him for years. He has a son that is in Mobibia prison,
Mm.
accused of a murder that he did not do, that he did not have nothing to do with, just totally innocent, right? Roger Bond's son, I believe, lost his trial. Now he's upset at Diddy. He was mentioned. First of all, let me say this: Roger Bond was mentioned in a case in Cassie's case because
Hmm.
Cassie said that a time when she was abused,
Hmm.
Roger Bond was there and he held her and he hugged her and he supported her and told her how wrong it was what Diddy was doing to her.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
And so everybody on Roger Bond's page is asking, why are you talking about it now? He said, I was mentioned. I was
Mm.
mentioned. But this is something about him that really threw me yesterday. He talked about how he can speak his truth if he wants to. He's what he's gonna have a lawsuit too. He's saying what he's gonna say because he's gonna speak his truth because he was mentioned, right? He wouldn't
Hmm.
have never did it if he wasn't mentioned, right?
Right.
He said that Diddy wasn't loyal to him. Diddy could have easily given him 100 grand for him to um defend his son. I'm trying to get it right what he said. He said defend
Hmm.
his son and provide a legal team for his son to be home and back in America, right?
Right.
From fighting the murder case. Now,
Hmm.
here's the thing that I have to say about that. As a parent, you can never wait on nobody else to do nothing for you.
No, you
You
can't.
can
No.
never wait. Your child is in a desperate need of your help. You're gonna do what you got to do to help your child. You're
Yes.
not sitting around. You
Exactly.
had every connection that it was to get.
Hmm.
You was Bad Boy Entertainment head of security. You had every resource and every
Yes, you
connection
did.
that you had to get. Diddy ain't saying why you ain't head of security no more. Because
Right.
if you was the man that he needed you to be, you would still
Right.
be there with him.
Exactly.
Not to say that it was okay for you to blanket and hush, but you know what you signed up for.
Yeah.
If that's what you signed up for to cover him, then why now are you talking out of all these years?
All these years. Yeah.
Because he didn't pay. So you saying for some money, you would have been quiet. So
Right.
you saying for some money, you would have been quiet like Cassie was.
And haven't said nothing.
That that,
That's
that
what,
at the hands of your child's fate,
yeah. So that's why I'm saying this. Yeah. Mm.
people are tripped now. Now when that man said that he's gonna have a book or a film or something coming out to go against the Bad Boy King, owner of Bad Boy Puff Daddy, right?
Hmm.
That to me was just really that it don't got nothing to do with loyalty. He
No.
said he's not loyal no more because Diddy wasn't loyal to him, but he's not
Yeah.
loyal to you because he didn't give you money to cover your son. So
Mm-mm.
just expect
Mm-mm. A lot of stuff.
more stuff to come. And
Yes.
the lesson out of this is that don't do nothing that you don't want nobody to know. Ain't nobody gonna
Exactly.
be more loyal to you than you are to yourself.
Yourself.
So don't put
Exactly.
yourself in no situation where your fate depends on another human being to
Yes.
determine whether it's life or death or jail.
Yes. Okay. Your life can,
Hmm.
man, crumble in the flash. Like,
Yeah,
I
because
feel bad
yesterday
for
for
him.
today you free, tomorrow you won't be. So
Yeah, because he done lost Revolt TV too now.
well, he didn't lose. He can't lose it because he owns it, right? He stepped
Mm-hmm.
down. He stepped
Mm.
down to he was the chairman, right? Now he stepped
Okay.
down a level to where he doesn't
Okay.
make the daily decisions and
This decisions
operations,
anymore. Okay.
but he's still gonna get his money though. Because
Okay.
that a lot of that
That's what
vision,
I was wondering how that would look for him. You know, with all these
well,
allegations.
there's lots of people coming to his aid that want to buy it, playing
Yeah.
and serious, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for the fact of that, the things that he built ain't no BS.
Right.
Out of all this time that this stuff has been going on, and these people still stick and stay and still be a part of what he got going on, the man got
Mm-hmm.
some power and some kind. So he doing something right.
Okay.
He ain't gonna have all this power and nothing ain't going right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
something's going on, and the fact that it's falling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something's gonna be saved.
Yes.
Everybody gonna want their money. So
Yeah, they are. So thank you guys for tuning in. We want you to support our sponsors, and we'll see you soon. See you Friday.
yeah. Hey.